it turns out making fun of Ted Cruz is so fun. It's such a great sport that even Tucker Carlson couldn't resist himself. And this is beautiful. You guys watch this.
People living around, by the way.
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people living around?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah.
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and predominantly Shia. Okay, this is cute.
It's not even. You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay, I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who claims
anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump. You're the
I'm
one
not saying that.
who can't figure out if it was a good idea to kill General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
You don't believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really believe that...
We're carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting Israel.
High stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
Okay.
I mean, it's just so delicious. But everybody needs to remember what you have sitting across from one another is the pro-Russian person and then the pro-Israel person. Both people in that video are carrying out the interests of other countries other than the United States of America. Tucker Carlson in the tank for Vladimir Putin. Of course, Ted Cruz is a rapture prepper. His only reason that he supports Israel is because he believes that Jesus Christ is coming back and the Jews need to be in Israel before they're all sent to hell to burn for all eternity. So a lot of Americans, the evangelicals in the South, their support for Israel is because they're rapture preppers. They believe in magical thinking. That is not foreign policy. It's cuckoo for cocoa.
The two of them going at each other is maybe the best thing I've seen in a long time because universally everyone hates Ted Cruz. And I'm no Tucker Carlson fan. I know he's a propagandist for Russia, but just showing because Ted Cruz thinks he's so smart and he wants to be on the inside so badly. And Donald Trump has exiled him into complete superfluousness. Like, everyone hates him. He's got a podcast. He has no real power. All his political ambitions are gone. And now Donald Trump throws him some crumbs and he goes against what Donald Trump is saying publicly. This was perfect.
And Ted Cruz is big mad about it. And he's playing offense on Twitter, put up his tweet. Did a long interview with Tucker. He released a snippet playing a gotcha on the population of Iran. I declined to play that silly game. Watch the full 2-hour interview where Tucker attacks Trump, attacks the AIPAC lobby, and falsely claims Iran is not trying to assassinate Trump.
Okay, my first thing is, I mean, all of this, two alpha males going after it that are both universally hated, whatever. But is Trump really trying to say that the reason the United States, is he going to try to sell? Iran wants to kill me, so we should bomb Iran. Because he already said, well, I left a note if they succeed. Because
this is manipulation. This is manipulation. This is gaslighting to the cult base and to the cult leader. You're president of the United States. Guess what? A lot of people want to kill you. That's just a part of the job. People wanted to kill Obama. People wanted to kill George W. Bush, Bill Clinton. People tried to kill Ronald Reagan. One of Trump's supporters tried to kill him. And so that just comes with the territory. That's not a real argument. But let's listen to this video of Ted Cruz gaslighting the senior rubes at Fox News.
Need an ICBM to get to America. If Iran gets a nuclear weapon, I think the odds are unacceptably high that we would find out with a mushroom cloud over New York City or Los Angeles or Tel Aviv in Israel. And
Okay, so, this is interesting because all they do is sit around and attack blue cities. New York City and Los Angeles, they're sending ICE in there to, they want to militarize it. They're sending federalizing the military there. And now they're defending of it. This is just complete propaganda straight from Benjamin Netanyahu to try to get the rapture preppers that watch Fox News. Oh my God, they're trying to kill Donald Trump. Think, morons, think. A lot of people want to kill the president of the United States. That comes with the job. When you're president of the United States, people criticize you on the internet and in the media. And that comes with the job. MAGA has such a difficult time governing. This is the difference between Donald Trump, the candidate, and Donald Trump, the president. Donald Trump, the candidate, is a blowhard. I'll fix Ukraine in one day. I'll fix the Middle East in one day. And when it comes to governing, the only reason that Bibi even did this, because he tried to do it, and Joe Biden said, no, absolutely, we will not back you if you bomb Iran. Well, what did they do on the 61st day of Trump doing all of this? They bombed. But also, it's important to remember in 2018, MAGA, Donald Trump, pulled out of the Iran deal that Barack Obama had negotiated, which led to this very moment. Next up, we have Chris Murphy, always the voice of reason, always spitting facts, telling the truth.
Clearly, President Trump did not want Israel to take this action. We were literally in the middle of trying to find a diplomatic solution. The United States had enormous leverage, and Donald Trump is so weak in the Middle East that the Israelis essentially ran over him. And now we are speeding towards a war in the Middle East that the American people don't want. The fact of the matter is there was a diplomatic path, and there potentially still could be a diplomatic path. But anyone who is cheerleading the United States into a war with Iran has very quickly forgotten the disasters of the Iraq War and the Afghanistan War.
Okay, so there you have it. What Bibi has done, what Netanyahu has done, has goaded the United States into this. And you have people who know how to psychologically manipulate the weakest American president we've ever had. You're going to have all of the evangelical rubes, saying you're so great, God's given you all these chances, because they're rapture preppers. Their foreign policy literally is the Jews need to be in Israel so Jesus can come back, which is Iron Age magical thinking horseshit. And then you have the hawks that just like, the teeny weeny brigade that just like to blow shit up. But here is how you know that this is total bullshit propaganda from Benjamin Netanyahu. Play this montage.
The deadline for attaining this goal is getting extremely close. And Iran, by the way, is also outpacing Iraq in the development of ballistic missile systems that they hope will reach the eastern seaboard of the United States within 15 years. By next spring, at most, by next summer, at current enrichment rates, they will have finished the medium enrichment and move on to the final stage. From there, it's only a few months, possibly a few weeks, before they get enough enriched uranium for the first bomb. The foremost sponsor of global terrorism could be weeks away from having enough enriched uranium for an entire arsenal of nuclear weapons. That would place a militant Islamic terror.
Okay, that's it. This goes on and on up to current date. And Americans need to understand that we get propaganda. We get propaganda in our country, and we are told certain narratives that we have to buy into. And I think after we've seen the way Benjamin Netanyahu and his government have annihilated Gaza and the egregious human rights violations, and you have children getting killed and starving, and then now he's being provocative with Iran. Do you really think that this is America first? Is this in America's best interest? Furthermore, we give Israel aid. And guess what they have in Israel, middle America? Free healthcare. Nobody files bankruptcy for that, and free higher education. But yet we subsidize that. Your taxpayer money. So when you're sitting there and your insurance company says, I'm sorry, you can't have that treatment, or I'm sorry, you can't get that x-ray, your insurance won't cover it. Guess what? We're covering it for everybody over there. So this is all distraction. This is testosterone run amok combined with the crazy Christians.
Well, Donald Trump is ripe after his humiliation with his ceremony that I think Netanyahu was like, you're a big man. You can do this. I'm going to do this. You have to back me. I think it caught Trump flat-footed. I think Trump wants a distraction from all the fuckery he's doing in the United States with the dollar and the Fed and all the crazy shit he's doing. But this is going to end up costing the American people so much. And here's the deal. You've got Pete Hegseth in charge of the Department of Defense. He is absolutely incompetent in every single way. And you have different intelligence in the United States. Tulsi Gabbard just produced her sleekly produced cosplay DNI person. Like it reminded me of Kristi Noem when I first saw it. And she's saying, the intelligence community is saying, Iran's not that close to a nuclear weapon, like 3 years. Netanyahu says it's now, but he's been saying that for close to 30 years. So when Trump pulls out, they're trying to assassinate me, and that's why we should go to war. I know in my bones that is absolutely covering up for the fact that he has gotten us into a situation because he is so weak and so compromised that he has been humiliated again by another world leader. Let's not forget Putin has told him to go fuck himself when it comes to the Ukraine stuff. So I think Netanyahu has him by the balls, and I think he's such a coward. He doesn't know what to do now, and you've got incompetence in charge of everything, and that's terrifying.
But let's remember that it is the far right wingers, the evangelicals, that are telling him Iran wants to assassinate you. It's Netanyahu that uses that evangelical base. And here's what the evangelicals don't get. Netanyahu knows how manipulatable they are in the same way that Vladimir Putin knows how easily they are to manipulate. And just look at this textbook gaslighting from Mike Huckabee. And for some reason, Trump screenshot this and tweeted it out. And here's just one sentence in it that I think is important. And it says, Mike Huckabee says to Trump, I don't reach out to persuade you, only to encourage you. I believe you will hear from heaven. And that voice is far more important than mine. Mike Huckabee is a stage 5 rapture prepper. You guys, he thinks that Jesus Christ is going to come down from heaven and get all the evangelicals, which for the record, I totally support, and take them all up to heaven. And he is there. So you have this really weird issue at play where you have the hawks, the pro-military that want to profit off of it. And then you have the evangelicals that genuinely believe that this is all part of a spiritual warfare. And they're the ones that are beating that drum. But at the core of this is Russia's interests, which is pro-Iran, and then Israel's interests. What's lost in every single bit of this is the American interest. What is best for the American taxpayer? We have so many problems at home. We have learned that regime changing and sending our troops overseas is wildly unpopular, not helpful. The whole Iraq war thing, the Republicans got their ass beat so hard because of that. And Benjamin Netanyahu reminds me of Dick Cheney, but far more evil. And Dick Cheney is one of the most evil motherfuckers that has ever been in government in the United States, besides Trump. But let me just tell you, while we're talking about all of these things and bombs are going off and serious things are happening, last night at 2 a.m., this is what the president of the United fucking States put on his social media platform, which is the name of it itself is gaslighting, True Social, which we all know is lie social. Kylie, put this up. He puts it in quotes and it says, great poll numbers for Trump at 1:35 a.m. Who he's quoting, I have no idea. Why he, talks about himself like that is just insane. This is what do they call it? Sundowners or whatever? People
Right.
with
Yes,
dementia that
sundowners.
act all, they don't know what time it is. So at night they're erratic and crazy. And we literally have Putin and Netanyahu both flooding the United States media with propaganda from both sides. And it's important to remember our country is being completely controlled by other sources, and we are being fed steady diets of propaganda, depending on how it gets filtered to you and what silo you're in. But this is nuts. Chris Murphy had it right. He's getting played by Israel. He's getting played by Vladimir Putin. This is the weakest the United States has ever been. It's a shit show of epic proportions. That's all we have for today. I'm in New York back there, and I'll be in New York tomorrow as well. But so we'll be reporting like this. But please subscribe to our channel and buy our book, Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches, and we'll see you all later.